Let's just start 20 transfers or new players overall. I mean, I'm sure you've had turnover like that in the past. A, what's it like with these new group of guys? And B, what did experience tell you about having so many new players?
Well, I think if you had a choice, I don't think you'd want to have that kind of turnover, but there's a lot of good things that comes with that turnover too. Number one, it means you had a lot of good players in your program a year before and you lose a lot of those guys for a good reason. I think the second thing is it provides a lot of opportunity for guys to return in your program. So we feel really good about the guys that we do return, providing some leadership. I think the only unknown right now is some of the experience part of it. But we're excited for those guys to kind of get their feet wet and get a part of it. And I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised by the experience that develops here over the next 20 games with some of those young guys.
What's it mean to have young guys in the turnover like that, but still picked by the conference to be the preseason #1 team?
Well, you know, the preseason polls serve a lot of purposes, but I think what that does is it shows you what kind of tradition we've had here over a long period of time, not only last year. So I think that's a reflection of the tradition that's been created over the last several years. But I think for your incoming players, it provides an expectation that, you know, that they try to live up to each and every day, that, you know, the expectations here are to go win and win championships. So I think both of those are good driving forces for our young guys.
You lost some experienced arms last year. How important is it for you guys to develop the rotation and develop depth to staff?
You know, we feel good about our depth going into it. We have a lot of good pieces. We have a lot of good players. I think, you know, the big thing this time of year is to find out how all those pieces are going to come together, are going to fit together. How those roles get defined over the next couple weeks is going to be crucial in our development. So we have a lot of guys we feel comfortable in those roles. We just kind of got to let things play out and work themselves out. But, you know, there's going to be 5 or 6 guys that get an opportunity to fit right into that rotation.
Matt Wadley, the season he had last year, it's going to be hard to top, but what do you see out of Matt and what do you expect out of Matt this year?
Well, you know, we want Matt to be the best version of Matt that he can possibly be. When you have a freshman year like Matt did, and the expectations going into this year are huge for him, and you don't want him to get caught up in a lot of those expectations. So, you know, what we've preached to Matt and talked to him about is just go out and play as well as you can possibly play. Don't get wrapped up in the All-American part or the hype that may be surrounded with coming off a freshman campaign like he did. So we're just asking him to be the best version of himself he can possibly be.
You look at the offense, 7 or 8 guys, 300 hitters last year. Do you see that pop back in the bats this year? Do you expect that this year?
I hope so. I don't know that you can ever go into a season and kind of predict that or go out on a limb and say that, but we feel good about the guys we got coming in. We feel good about the guys we're returning, including Matt and Nick Rourke and Noah Cummings, some young guys that had huge roles. You combine that with Chase Stafford and Rolando Martinez, who both were 300 hitters a year ago, and you combine some new guys in, we feel like are really talented as well. So we like our lineup, we like our pieces, we need a lot of experience. We know these first 20 games are going to be crucial in our development, and kind of excited to get going.
Coach, you finally get it going later this week.
Yeah.
Who's going to get that start for you in game 1?
Bryce Howe is going to go on Friday, and Nick Wood's going to go on Saturday.
Do you have a weekly injury report? Is everybody going to be available besides Caden Owens?
We think so. We hope so. I think barring anything happening this week, we feel good about where we are health-wise, outside of 1 or 2 guys. So, yeah, we're going to be fairly healthy going into the year, we think.
In your experience, weather like this, does that help bats get going early? I know some people think it does. I mean, do you think this could help the offense?
Oh, you know, it's hard to say. I think you can kind of make an argument either way. I think what it does do is it allows you to get outside a lot more and get more live at-bats than you normally would on a given year where you have some weather issues. But, you know, I don't know that it's an advantage one way or the other. It's good that we haven't missed a day, and I know we're not the only ones that have had good weather, but, you know, we've been fortunate to this point to get out every day and not miss a day, so I only think that helps speed up the development.
Non-conference schedules, you're playing some tough teams again this year.
Yeah, you know, as always, you know, I think, you know, when you're in the position that we're in, you go play those games for a lot of reasons. Number one, they're great games to play, they're fun games to play, and the second part of that, it prepares you for what you're going to have to do late in the year. You know we need to win our league, we know we need to win our conference tournament, and you know, we try to prepare likewise throughout the year. So you'll see those early weekends are extremely difficult. Every midweek game we play is extremely tough. So I think guys enjoy playing those games. We enjoy coaching those games, and it only makes you better in the long run.
how important was getting back to the NCAA tournament last year and kind of set the tone for this year, making that return trip?
Yeah, it's good. I think it provides valuable experience for those guys that return to get that taste of postseason play and what it's like, and hopefully we can build on that, and we feel like we have a club that can return and do those kind of things.